Live at 5, Chesterfield police are looking for any other possible victims of a school choreographer charged with multiple counts of soliciting a minor.
And we're in Petersburg, where a student in critical condition tonight after being struck by a car just walking to her school bus.
We've learned the superintendent of Riverside Regional Jail has submitted her resignation after less than a year on the job. Sources tell us poor conditions may be to blame.
And we're on your side in Richmond tonight, where the second annual March for Life rally happened today. Our Richmond reporter live on Capitol grounds with the very latest.
NBC 12 Live at 5 starts with local breaking news.
And we're staying on top of that local breaking news. Police searching for more victims of a school employee arrested of sending inappropriate text messages to students.
The call stems from an investigation into this former choir choreographer. Diane Walker's in our First Alert Center getting all the new details. Diane.
Carla, this investigation started with reports coming in from students at Clover Hill High School. 37-year-old Antoine Chavis was arrested last month and charged with 5 counts of soliciting a minor. The principal at Clover Hill High School told police at least one student received an inappropriate text from Chavis. A further investigation revealed that Chavis allegedly sent inappropriate images to several boys. Sources tell NBC 12 that Chavis is the former choreographer for the Clover Hill Show Choir. Now, we've also confirmed that Chavis' case is related to the arrest of 2 other Clover Hill employees arrested for failing to report suspected abuse. AJ Nwoko is talking to Chesterfield school leaders and the police about this expanding investigation. He will have an update later this evening. On your side, Diane Walker, NBC 12.
Thanks, Diane. And more breaking news just into our newsroom. We've learned the superintendent of Riverside Regional Jail is resigning after sources tell 12 she became overwhelmed with the lack of support. Colonel Carmen DeSantier has been on the job for less than a year. Sources tell us her decision comes after unsanitary conditions and staff unfamiliar with operating the jail effectively. When DeSantier took the job in 2019, the jail faced criticism over recent inmate deaths and a budget shortage. We have reached out to DeSantier and also contacted the jail, and we are awaiting a response. We're also waiting to hear from the jail board chair, so we'll update you as we learn more.
5 at 5, a 14-year-old Petersburg girl in the ICU tonight with serious injuries after she was struck by a car trying to get to her bus stop.
Police were called to South Crater Road near Toll Gate Lane around 7 o'clock this morning. 5 at 5, Karina Bolster is along Crater Road tonight. And Karina, this is an area with lots of traffic.
Carla and Kurt, it certainly is. The teenager's family member tells me she was trying to cross Crater Road here in order to get to her bus stop, which is all the way on the other side of the road. That means on a daily basis, she and other students in this area have to cross the 4 lanes of traffic in order to get to their bus stop. Police tell me the girl's injuries are serious. A family member going on to say she has internal bleeding, a collapsed lung, among many other injuries.
We live on this side of the street. My kids shouldn't have to walk across the street to get to the bus stop.
LaTanya White says last year middle school students were picked up in the neighborhood, but now high schoolers are actually picked up on the main road. She and others would like to see the bus stop either moved or a crosswalk put in place at the intersection of Crater and Tollgate Lane. Ahead at 6, you'll hear more from White about this crash, and we'll tell you more about how the teenager is doing. Live at 5 in Petersburg, Karina Bolster, NBC 12 News.
Very sad. Thanks so much, Karina. Right now, we're taking a live look outside tonight where the rain is getting ready to move out and clear couple of days are set to follow.
But brace yourself, you'll need to bundle up. Meteorologist Jim Duncan now to tell us about this big cool down. Jim.
Yeah, it's going to turn sharply colder. Actually, temperatures going from way above average to way below average tomorrow, just in time for Valentine's Day. Here you can see Richmond right now. We actually see some brightening skies on the horizon. So the trend will be nice in terms of clearing this system out of here tonight, but then the temperatures take a tumble. And we've actually gone up 1 degree in the past hour here in Richmond. We're now 62 degrees, and regional readings mostly the same. We're not seeing the cold air coming in yet. That will happen later on tonight. So you're going to be okay this evening. You're not going to need the heavy coat this evening. It'll be later tonight and tomorrow when the big change comes. In terms of rain, what's left of it is down here to the southeast. And there's a pretty good rain happening in southeastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina, that area. But for Richmond, just some spotty precipitation out of some of those clouds down to our south into Chesterfield, that area. But for most of us, it looks like we will see some clearing skies, our big weather takeaway for tonight, colder temperatures. Rainfall totals where we have accurate measurements, 1/10 of an inch in Richmond, about 1/3 in Farmville, same story in Louisa, and Wakefield, 1/2 an inch, same story down in South Hill. I'll have your full forecast for Valentine's Day and the upcoming weekend in just a few minutes. Kurt.
All right, Jim, thank you. It's been a rainy week, but our First Alert weather team always on top of any inclement weather. They're constantly updating the weather app with the most accurate and up-to-date information. If you haven't already, time to download the NBC 12 weather app. It's in the App Store now.
Live at 5, thousands descended on the state capitol today for the March for Life rally, despite the rain. Marchers spent the afternoon rallying against abortion law rollbacks potentially on the horizon from the General Assembly. Richmond reporter Henry Graff is live on Capitol grounds. And Henry, thousands of people turned out today.
Yeah, Carla, thousands did come out here today. Thousands were expected, about 2,500 an estimate that I saw out there of the crowd attendance here today. But that was a smaller number than when this same rally happened last year, when about 7,000 people showed up for that one. Now, the group rallied on the steps of the State House and then marched in the streets around the Capitol itself. Abortion laws are a hot topic here for the General Assembly, with Democrats in control. Now, this year, lawmakers are pushing ahead with bills that would roll back several laws, including a 24-hour waiting period before an abortion and requirements for ultrasound and counseling. Now, those in attendance here say this event is about protecting life from conception to natural death.
The defense of the unborn is of the utmost priority. The Constitution guarantees the right to life, liberty and pursuit of happiness, and life is the first one. So we think it's important that all people are protected, especially those who are most vulnerable.
Children and students were also in the crowd here to listen to the speakers at the main rally and also to march in the streets here in Richmond. A number of organizations pulled the event together, including the Family Foundation and the Virginia Catholic Conference. Now, roads that were closed in this area for the rally and for the march, they're all back open here in downtown Richmond, and parking restrictions that were also in place have now been lifted in downtown Richmond. Reporting live at 5 here at the state capitol tonight, I'm Henry Graff, NBC 12 News.
Thanks so much, Henry. Well, live at 5, more details today after the man who admitted to stealing a historical marker from downtown Charlottesville appeared in court. Richard Allen III faces 2 felony charges, including grand larceny, for stealing the slave auction block marker. Allen has admitted to the theft and says he does not regret what he did. He says the city violated Brown versus Board of Education by having the plaque in the incorrect place. And after years of complaints to the city and no response, he decided to move it himself.
I definitely want to apologize to everyone in our town if in any way I have hurt the feelings, embarrassed anyone. That was not my intent. My intent was to stand up, particularly for descendants of enslaved people.
In an interview with Seaville Weekly, Allen implied he dumped the removed marker into the James River. He says he hopes the city decides to make a new memorial in place of where the plaque was. His next court date is set for March 12th.
A bizarre story now out of Petersburg after a group of teens runs from a car accident after they slammed into the side of a parked bus. And one of those teens was holding a baby. Eric Perry was on scene and saw it happen himself. He was there originally reporting on a shortage of bus drivers.
Just honestly, the craziest thing, while we were here talking about the shortage of bus drivers, a car filled with teens came crashing through this gate right here at the bus barn. And then what happened next, they ended up crashing into the side of that bus. You can hear it in the background of this video. A group of teens crashing through an iron gate at the Petersburg bus barn and slamming into the side of a parked bus. Only our cameras caught the group taking off, one of them holding a baby. Good news, nobody was injured, but there were 2 people on that bus getting ready to start their route. The car mangled and that bus will be out of commission for some time. Police brought in dogs to help in the search. The question now, what led up to the crash? And everyone walked away miraculously from this today. It could have been worse. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we're digging into that shortage here in Petersburg. I'll have that story when you join us. Live at 5 in Petersburg, I'm Eric Perry, NBC 12.
Thanks, Eric. And if you have a problem, something maybe you think our team should be investigating, our Call 12 lines are open right now. Maybe you have a story idea. Give these folks a holler, 345-1212. The lines are open until 6:30.
Virginia public school superintendents from all across the Commonwealth are pleading with state lawmakers for more funding. At a news conference this morning, the Coalition of Small and Rural Schools of Virginia listed off its long list of demands. Those include fully funding the governor's budget request for public schools, which proposed $1.2 billion in new spending for K-12 public education. They also want teacher pay at or above the national average and funding for new school construction.
When inflation is accounted for, state per pupil funding is down 8% from pre-Great Recession levels, despite a significant improvement in Virginia's economy. Virginia ranks 40th in state per pupil funding nationally.
The group also addressed the proposed equity fund. Districts like Richmond Public Schools with a high concentration of students in poverty would receive additional funding if the bill passes the General Assembly this year.
5 at 5, another Virginia county taking precautions against the flu with a deep clean. Greensville County Public Schools canceling all after-school activities tomorrow. That's Friday. So custodians there can deep clean the entire school. The superintendent calls it precautionary and tells us flu numbers there aren't as high as they have been in the past. And now to Chesterfield, where a man accused of robbing 2 stores back in December is finally behind bars. Officials arrested 48-year-old Rafi Henderson yesterday. He's accused of robbing a CVS pharmacy and a Walgreens. Police say in both situations, Henderson made a small purchase, then robbed the cashier when they opened the register. No weapon was used and no injuries were reported.
If you are looking for a last-minute Valentine's Day gift, maybe a trip is the way to go. Starting tomorrow, Allegiant Airlines is kicking off nonstop flights from Richmond to Punta Gorda. And to celebrate, the company is offering fares for $75 each way. To get the promotion, though, flights have to be booked by February 16th and for travel by May 18th of this year.
It's a challenge we first alerted you to at the beginning of February. Now the man behind the MS Push-Up Challenge is getting a little help. Next on Live at 5, how Richmond officials stepping in to help the challenge go viral, plus who they're challenging now.
And we are tracking the latest raindrops as the clouds are expected to push on out of this area. Your first alert forecast is just ahead.
And welcome, class of 2033. It's time to start preparing the little ones for kindergarten. And there's some homework for you to do, Mom and Dad. Don't panic. We have all the answers when Live at 5 continues. Live at 5, the Greater Richmond Convention Center is hosting the 2020 Virginia International Auto Show.
Now, the show officially opens to the public tomorrow, but Mark Davis is live right now ahead of the big opening with a sneak preview. And Mark, how's it looking so far?
Well, guys, it looks good. And Kurt, I know you're a car guy, and one of my favorite things about a new car is, you know, that new car smell, and we are drowning in it here at the Greater Richmond Convention Center. The Virginia International Auto Show does not get going until tomorrow morning, but we are here now. It's move-in day, giving you a sneak peek. Now, move-in day is when the manufacturers get all their vehicles in here, get them polished up, get them ready for you to check out when you make your stop here at the Convention Center at some point this weekend. Now, take a look around here. There are cars, trucks, SUVs as far as the eye can see. There's Jeep over here. All the manufacturers that you're familiar with. There's Jeep, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota. Everybody you can think of, the newest, best models, nicest models are here for you to check out. And that includes, oh look, it's the newest Ford Mustang. This sucker looks nice. It's a sports car, it's a new sports car, but there is something very unique and historical about this sports car, and we're going to tell you about that coming up on the news at 5:30. I'm going to send it back to you guys. I'm going to try to negotiate my way behind the wheel here, and if that works, I'll be by to pick you guys up. We'll take a spin around the block or two.
Okay. All right. Now, when you tell us about it, make sure you have the sticker price to go with it, because I'm thinking there's going to be some sticker shock here.
That could be some sticker shock. Might be a little out of my price range. You're exactly right.
Right.
Got to tamper those expectations.
Yes, you do.
Got to be careful out there. Thank you, Mark. We'll check back. Now, we first told you about Rob Roberts and his mission to raise awareness for multiple sclerosis with a challenge called the MS Push-Up Challenge. This was a few weeks ago. Jim's doing push-ups now, by the way. Earlier today, he got a big push from the Richmond city to help his challenge go viral. Mayor LeVar Stoney, Chief Smith with the RPD, Richmond Fire, and dozens of community members came in to participate. Those present worked up a sweat doing 3 sets of the push-ups in 60 seconds, with Roberts, of course, leading the pack. Rob Roberts and Richmond officials are now challenging other localities in Central Virginia to complete this challenge.
Jim is already starting over there. And we have to go pick him up now. Well, believe it or not, if you have a child that will be 5 by September 30th, it's time to start thinking about kindergarten. In fact, in Chesterfield County, you even have some recommended homework. Sarah Bloom reports on this week's RVA Parenting.
RVA Parenting is sponsored by the Children's Museum.
It's a big time for change. Riding the school bus, meeting new friends, starting kindergarten. It's a big day for kids and parents, but also for your area schools. And the sooner they prepare, the better.
We need to know how many kindergarten teachers we're going to have for next year so that we can begin to hire. There is a critical shortage of elementary school teachers throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia, so the earlier we know how many children are coming to us next year, the better we're going to be in terms of staffing.
Now is the time parents can pre-register for kindergarten registration. Go ahead and circle that date. Kindergarten registration is April 16th across our region this year, and in Chesterfield County, you will need to bring your child with you to the school for an assessment. To get ready for that, hop online to the school website here and pre-register. Doing that optional homework will save your family time and possibly a document headache. It's a lot easier to leave a computer and come back once you find the documents you need than it is to do that on the actual school registration day.
If a parent has not pre-registered, they're going to have to go to a separate line and they're going to spend about 30 minutes filling out paperwork, and that's if it's not a busy time of the day.
There will also be a kindergarten readiness fair on May 7th, so save the date. It's a chance to ride a school bus, check out the lunch line, and get ready to become part of the class of 2033. Yes, I said 2033. After you let that sink in, here are some great tips for what you can do this summer to get your kid ready.
We want our students to know colors, to know shapes, to know letters. We want them to know the beginning parts of reading. So anything that a family can do to begin to read and to make sure that a child is used to hearing stories and listening to sounds, that will give them a start in public education.
Chesterfield County also put together this fun list of activities for this summer, and I'll be sure to link to this on my RVA Parenting blog over at NBC12.com. On your side for RVA Parenting, I'm Sarah Bloom.
Accurate, reliable, breaking weather specialists. This is NBC 12 First Alert Weather.
All right, nice shot from Skycam. Look at that, a little clearing on the horizon, isn't that? Unless my eyes are deceiving me, I think there's a little bit of blue out there on the distant horizon, so we are looking good to wrap up this Thursday. The rain moving out, temperature's still nice for your evening plans. I think you're in good shape weather-wise, at least for the next few hours before the colder air moves in later on tonight. But that won't happen for at least later tonight. That's when we'll see the big difference, the bigger drop in temperatures. There's only a few spots in the 50s right now. Most of us are still around 60 degrees, if not a bit higher than that. The rain, I showed you some totals earlier, didn't add up to a whole lot. For most of us, we had about 1/10 of an inch here in Richmond. There's still some rain ongoing down here in southeastern Virginia and eastern North Carolina. Some moderate rain embedded within this area, mainly light rain. And we haven't seen any of the big thunderstorms that we thought might pop down here. There's still a chance for that. But Richmond, we'll see some clearing coming in. We see it now on the satellite view. See the thinning clouds out to our west, and that bodes well for us for tomorrow, although it will be turning colder. We look at the big picture. Low pressure centered up to our north is now moving east of New England as it strengthens, and cranking up another round of snow up here in the northeast. For us, we'll get the wind shift coming in later on tonight. That's what drops our temperatures later. This evening, we stay in the 50s and then 40s by late this evening. Overnight low about 37 degrees. We'll say mostly to partly cloudy skies overnight. And then the next big thing weather-wise for us will be the drop in temperatures tomorrow. Our highs only at 45, noon hour only 41. It's going to be cold tomorrow, and that 45 happening around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then tomorrow night gets really cold, down in the lower 20s. So our forecast tonight, clouds kind of move out after midnight. We see some clearing skies, cold temperatures settle in through the day tomorrow. We're talking high temperatures only in the mid-40s, even colder air for Saturday, high temperatures lower 40s. That's really cold for mid-February. And then we start to see a bit of a warm up, mid-50s for Sunday, Monday, mid-50s. Rain chance for Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then colder again Thursday. We'll have to watch Thursday. Could be another storm from the south. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But tomorrow's forecast of 45 degrees, of course, is Valentine's Day. And it may be chilly outside, but warm in your heart, right? For Valentine's Day, we have 45 degrees with mostly sunny skies. It's going to be nice, although a bit on the chilly side, and the weekend starts cold as well. Back to you, Carl and Kurt.
Box of candy's gone already. Boy, a FedEx worker sees an American flag that's blown over, but what he did next, when he thought no one was looking, has this video going viral. We'll explain ahead on the news at 5:30.
But first, a Virginia dog is shooting to stardom after her appearance in the most popular dog show in the nation. The crown Wilma is taking home after the Westminster Dog Show. Woo. The Masked Singer is coming to Richmond. The widely popular show tour will be stopping at the Dominion Energy Center June 18th, and tickets are on sale right now. The performance will feature 2 celebrity guest hosts and 1 local celebrity in a top-secret disguise. The show's 3rd season debuted with more than 26 million views. Now, we've posted all the details online at NBC12.com.
Yeah, can't wait for that. 5 cats in a Maserati. It sounds like the title of the next Fast and Furious film, but it's actually how an arrest ends in Richmond yesterday. RPD reportedly pulled over and arrested the driver of the sports car on various drug charges. Now, inside that car, officials also found 5 felines running around. They were confiscated as well, but later turned over to a friend. And while Richmond cats are being pulled over on drug charges, a dog from the Shenandoah Valley is adding another prestigious title to her resume. The Stanton boxer named Wilma won Best Working Group at the Westminster Dog Show in New York City. Her owner, Cheryl Robbins, says she was honored and thrilled. Wilma is just 10 Best of Breeds wins away from breaking a 66-year-old record to become the winningest boxer in history. Good for her.
Cute. Look at Wilma's face.
That's a handsome dog. We're moments away from the news at 5:30.
Diane Walker is standing by with a preview. Diane.
Hey guys, tonight we're hearing from a Richmond mother who says her daughter is being bullied at school and she's got the bruises to prove it. Next at 5:30, Enzo Domingo investigates her claims and gets answers from police. Also, a tragic update as the search for a missing South Carolina 6-year-old turns into a homicide investigation. What we're learning from police when you join us for the news at 5:30.